Python tuples. So under the chapter Python data types, we are going to define another new data type that is known as the Python tuples. So what is the Python tuples? In case of Python tuples, we are going to define one tuple where the tuple elements will be enclosed within first brackets, and tuple elements can be having the heterogeneous data types. So you might be asking me, what is the difference between tuple and a list? The list is mutable, but tuple elements are immutable. That means they cannot be updated. So there is a basic difference between a tuple and a list. The list will be enclosed within third brackets, that is a square brackets, and tuples will be enclosed within our first brackets. So let us go for what are the different differences and features of tuples we are going to discuss here. So in many aspects, a tuple is similar to a list, but the basic difference between the two is that we cannot change the elements of a tuple. That is, a tuple is immutable once it is assigned, whereas in a list the elements can be changed. That means list is mutable. Advantages of tuple over list. So following are the certain advantages of implementing a tuple over a list, and below list are the sum of the main advantages. So what are the advantages? Why should I learn tuple here? So we generally use tuple for heterogeneous different data types, and for list it is generally for the list will hold the homogeneous data. But obviously list can also hold the heterogeneous data type elements, but actually in general we use list to hold homogeneous data type data. So since tuples are immutable and iterating through a tuple is faster than with the list, so there is a slight performance boost. So as this tuple is immutable, so iterating through the tuple members will be little bit faster. So we are getting some boosting of the performances. So tuples that contain immutable elements can be used as a key for a dictionary. With list it is not possible, because we know that in case of dictionary the key values will be always unique in nature. So that's why, as in case of tuple, as it is immutable, as the data items cannot be changed, the members of the tuples cannot be changed, so that's why cannot be updated. So tuples that contain immutable elements can be used as a key for one dictionary. If you have data that does not change, implementing it as tuple will guarantee that it will remain as in the read-only mode. So there are different built-in functions with the help of which we can do some processing of the members of the tuples. So first one is the all, return true if all elements of the tuple are true. Any, return true if any one of the elements of the tuple is true. Enumerate, return an enumerate object. It contains the index and the value of all the items of the tuple as pairs. Next one is the len. Return the length, that is the number of items in the tuple. Next one is the max. Return the largest item in the tuple. Next one is the min. From the function itself we are getting the purpose. What is the purpose of that function? So return the smallest item in the tuple. Next one is the sorted. Takes elements in the tuple and returns a new sorted list. And next one is sum. Return the sum of all elements in the tuple. Next one is the tuple converts an iterable list. It might be the string, might be the set, might be the dictionary into a tuple. So here we are having the type conversions. So now let us go for one demonstration for the better understanding how we can use and define and operate with our tuple objects. In Python programming, a tuple is very much similar to a list. The difference between the two is that we cannot change the elements of a tuple once it is assigned, whereas in a list the elements can be changed. That means list is mutable and tuple is immutable. And another difference here is that in case of list we shall enclose our elements using third brackets opening and closing, but in case of tuple we will be enclosing them using the first bracket opening and the first bracket closing. So that is another difference we are observing here. So now let us discuss what are the advantages of tuple over list. Since tuples are quite similar to list, so both of them can be used in similar situations as well. And however, there are certain advantages of implementing a tuple over a list. So we can consider the first advantage as that we can generally use tuple for heterogeneous different data types and list for homogeneous, that is of the similar data types. But in the previous video also we have shown you that list can take multiple different data type data, but it is of a common practice that wherever we'll be using variables of the different data types to be put in one structure, then in that case we will be using the tuple. But in case of list, we'll be going for the homogeneous data types. Since tuples are immutable, so iterating through the tuple will be faster to some extent compared to that of the list. So here we are getting some slight performance boosting. So tuples can contain immutable items, elements, and can be used as a key for a dictionary. So as the tuple elements are immutable, so it can contain the dictionary keys, and which is not possible in case of list as it is mutable. And if we have our data which we do not want to change anymore, so we should implement it using tuple, because in the tuple we'll be keeping our data in a write protected format. So here we are having one tuple we have created, and that is the empty tuple. So tuple 1, so it is empty tuple. If we print, we are getting the output like this. So now we are having this tuple we got initialized with this tuple 2 with some integer data will be there, elements will be there in the tuple, so it has got printed like this. Here we are having the heterogeneous one, that is that it may be the employee ID, it may be the respective employee name, this is the employee's salary, and the department in which he or she is working. So that is the department is there. So in this case, if we print the tuple 3, we are getting the outcome like this. Now creation of nested tuples. Now we'll be going for the creation of nested tuples. So you can find that this is a string, but this is a list, and this is another tuple here. So one list has become the element of the tuple, and another tuple may be the element of another tuple. So print tuple 4, if you go on printing, we're getting the output like this. So we know that lists will be enclosed within square brackets and tuples will be enclosed within first brackets. So that's why it is a tuple and it is a list. So tuple can be created without any parenthesis. So now you can write this one, you can find that the tuples we are going to create here, we haven't enclosed them within the first brackets, but the tuple has got created and it has got printed. Tuple unpacking is also possible. You know that in case of tuple 5 we are having 1, 2, 3, 4 such data items. So now we are going to assign them to employee ID, employee name, employee salary, and employee department. So we can go on printing them. I'm getting this employee ID, employee name, employee salary, and also the employee department. So the type of this tuple 5 will be the class tuple. So in this way we can have our list or a tuple as the members of another tuple. Now we are going to access our tuple elements. So how to do that one? You see here we are defining one tuple with this welcome characters, and then print tuple 1, we are getting this outcome like this. So now tuple 1, so this is my index value. So you know that index will be starting from 0. So index 1 is this one, so it is having the value E. So if I print that one, I'm getting E here. Similarly for here for tuple 1, 3, so 0, 1, 2, 3, so C will get printed. And here we are printing this 5, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so M has got printed here. So now in the next case we are having this nest tuple 2, we are having this point, and there is one list and another tuple is there. So if you go on printing this nest tuple 2, we are getting it printed. Now from the 0th element you are picking up the third character. So from the 0th element means the 0th index means this one, and from the third character means we are having this one P at 0th place. So this index is 1, this index is 2, this index is 3, so N will be printed and N has got printed accordingly. And for the next tuple 2, 1, 2, so that means we are considering this item number 1, index number 1 is there, and then 2 means this particular one is at index 0, this 2, 3 is at index 1, and 4 is at index 2 here. So that's why 4 has got printed here. So 4 has got printed. Next one is our tuple 2, 2, 2. So that means we are considering the second element and the second data. So what is the value here? So value is 9 here. So here the value is 9. So I'm getting here 9. So in this way you can access elements from a tuple here. So let us go for the next example. Now slicing tuple contents. So at first we have defined one tuple which is containing all the characters of the string welcome. So here we are going for the slicing. So index number 1 to 3. So 1:3 means 1 to 3, but 3 will be always exclusive. The terminating index, that is up to which the index we are mentioning, that is a stopping index, will be always exclusive. So here you can pick up the characters from the index 1 and 2. So index 1 is E and index 2 is L. So accordingly the values will be picked up. So here you see we haven't mentioned the starting index, but the ending index will be -3. So this is my -1, -2, -3. So this is my -3. So what will happen? So always remember the ending index, terminating index is always exclusive. So it will print all the members from index number 0 to up to C here. So that's why we are having this one as WELC. So they have got printed. Now from starting from the index number 3, I haven't mentioned any terminating index here. So index number 3 means 0, 1, 2, 3. So from here it will print up to the last element. So that's why the outcome has come like this. Here you see where we haven't mentioned any kind of starting and stopping index values. So that's why the full tuple will get printed here. So that is our tuple 1. So print tuple 1, 1:3 will produce the output like this. Then colon -3 will produce output this one, because we are not mentioning the starting index. So it will start from the very start and then it will proceed up to -4. So this is my -1, -2, -3 and up to -4. This WELC will get printed and it has got printed. Similarly, I have explained the other cases. Now we are going for this tuple elements which are immutable. So as a result of that, after creating this particular tuple, so if you print the tuple, it will produce output like this. But if you go on updating its content, so it will produce a one error message. You can find that there is a type error. So tuple object does not support item assignment. So that's why it is producing one error, and the name of the error is type error here. Okay. So now tuple can be reassigned, but you can assign a new tuple to this same tuple 1 variable. So you are having this print tuple 1. So this tuple 1 object has got initialized with the new tuple. So that is not causing any problem, but item update is not there, is not allowed, because it is our immutable. So that's why if you go on printing now, you see the new tuple has got assigned to the tuple 1 object. Next one is the concatenation of the tuples. So here you see we are printing this tuple 2 and tuple 3. So now we are going for this concatenation using plus. So you see tuple 1 content and then tuple 2 content, they have got concatenated in the same tuple. So now here you see we are having this particular tuple, and this tuple will I'm just multiplying it by 4. That means 4 times this again will be there, this particular string again will be there, and that will produce one tuple. So there is a syntax of writing. Deletion operation on a tuple. So here we are having one tuple here. So if you go for delete tuple 2, then obviously it will produce some error operation. Why? Because you know that the tuple is immutable. So now what will happen if I uncheck this one, if I go on uncheck, so the error will be obtained is type error, and that is tuple object does not support item deletion. So that is the message is getting printed. So that's why I'm putting this one under comment here. So but we can delete the entire tuple. So del tuple 4, so that full or whole tuple 4 will get eliminated, will get deleted. So in that case, if you print this tuple 4, it will print the name error, and name tuple 4 is not defined is the message. So now we are having some tuple methods. We are having some tuple methods. So tuple 5, we are having this respective all the characters of welcome, and tuple 5.count E. So it will count that how many times this E is occurring here. So I'm getting this one as 2 because E has occurred 2 times in this tuple. So in the tuple members. So now it is going for the index C. So it will find out the occurrence, the index of the C character. So this particular C string rather. So that's why we are getting this 3 here, because it is index 0, index 1, index 2 and index 3. So now let me check if I have this C for another place. If you have this C for another place, then what will happen? If I go on executing, I'm getting 3 back again, because it will just check the first occurrence of this string C in this particular tuple here. So tuple operations. So here we are having this tuple 6. You can find it. So tuple 6 is there. So now we can go for the print once. So this is the tuple 6. C in tuple 6. C is there. So that's why it is giving me the outcome true. C not in tuple 6, outcome will be false. A in tuple 6, there is no A is here. So it will return false. A not in tuple 6, it will return true here. So it is checking the set membership. Next one is the iteration through tuple elements. So here we have defined one tuple, here we have defined one tuple, and if you go on using this for loop, that is for letters in tuple 6, we are printing these letters, we are getting that for each and every iteration, we are just picking up one element from this tuple members, and it has got assigned to these letters, and letters is getting printed. So now built-in functions with the tuples. So we have defined one tuple, the tuple has got printed, max of the tuple 7, so maximum element from this tuple, so 77 has got printed, minimum of tuple 7, so here we will be having the value 11, then shorted tuple 7, so they will be remaining in the shorted form. The return one is in the term of list, you can find that they are enclosed within square brackets, and len of tuple 7 will give me the count of the elements in the tuple variable. So in this way we have discussed that what are the different operations, what are the different functions are there, inbuilt functions are there, with the help of which we can operate on a tuple, and also the difference between the list and the tuple we have discussed in this session. Thanks for watching this video.